So hey guys, it's Ziant again, and we're back on the battlefield. Today I wanted to talk about something that I need to work on as a player. And it's mostly my own fault, because I play on such a high sensitivity, both DPI settings and in-game. But I was watching some competitive play earlier. Yes, it was a more competitive COD gameplay. But it was on the PC, and I think it bears noting that I noticed that the competitive players on Battlefield, Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, all of which I've watched, they have two things. One, they have a twitch, and two, their movement, their mouse movement between enemies is smooth. It's not jerky. When I talk about twitch, I'm talking mainly about sniping, or one-hit kill weapons. What you'll see happen is they'll be sprinting or walking through a doorway, and there will be an enemy that they're not immediately aimed at. And what will happen is their mouse will twitch beyond the enemy to their left, let's say, but then snap back onto target. And I call that a twitch. And in Twitch shooters, that's an important thing to have. But when they're not twitching with a one-hit kill weapon, when they have an automatic weapon, or a weapon that has a burst mode, say, and they can put follow-up shots on target quickly, the movement between enemies is incredibly smooth. And once they've locked onto the enemy, they can track very effectively as the enemy moves. And this is due in large part not only to the fact that they have good aim and that they can use their eyes and their hand-eye coordination to keep on track with the enemies, but they also have this very smooth, fluid mouse movement that allows them to move the cursor with the target as the target moves within the game world. One of the problems I face as a player, and even though I'm never going to go competitive, it's something I still want to work on, is that no matter what I'm doing, I'm twitchy. I'm constantly just in a state of hypertension, it seems like. And when I look at a player like Skulls and Spades, who will outshoot me 75–80% of the time, given connection and various other factors, when I watch his gameplay, either on YouTube or in a replay, or even when I'm spectating him in Call of Duty, though his aim isn't perfect, nor is anyone's, he has that smoothness, that ability to track the target even as you begin to shoot. So the first couple of shots will miss, invariably, but the movement onto target won't be back and forth and back and forth. It will be a slow, steady progression onto the enemy, and there it will stay. I attribute this to a couple things. A, he has better hand-eye coordination than I do, and that's not something that I can really learn without a lot more practice. Two, he's put in more time in shooters than I have. I mean, he did play console, but on console, it's interesting. Smoothness between targets is almost more important than it is on PC. Because with a mouse and keyboard, despite what some people will say, I think that you can lock onto targets quicker and easier, if only because your movement between them is faster. The tracking on a mouse between an enemy standing at a 45-degree angle from another enemy is so much faster than on console, because on a console, no matter how far you push the stick to one side, it will only move so fast, depending on your sensitivity. The mouse will move as fast as you can move your hand, sensitivity bearing in mind. But because the console tracking, and I'm saying that word a lot, and I apologize, is smooth, it's delineated by the fact that you're using a control stick rather than a mouse, and that there's auto-aim. Keeping your crosshairs paced with a target, either hip-firing or aiming down sight, is a much more fluid experience. Or on PC, for me, it's incredibly twitchy. You're constantly, or at least I'm constantly moving between different vantage points. And that's something I want to work on. And I don't know if it's a sensitivity thing, if it's something I can do with exercise. And I think it'll be really interesting to see what competitive players do to work on their aim. Because I know that there are exercises and drills that you can do with a mouse and keyboard that will allow you to improve your aim. And as much as I like my aim where it is, I mean, it's not perfect, but I'm moving so quickly all the time that having twitchy aim is almost a good thing. But I want to be able to be consistent in my aim. Because one of the things that's bugging me in Black Ops is that I can get one kill chain, but then I can't get it again. And I wonder if having better mouse movement might help with that. And if so, it may just help me with Battlefield.